Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mona Stadium Yellow for today's AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022 between Malaysia and Malaysia. Here are the team lineup for Myanmar. Number 18, Joseph Su. Number 3, Yemesu. Number 5, Nanajo. Number 6, Joey Wu. Number 7, Luoha. Number 8, Lisa Ang. Number 9, Hong Bangman. Number 11, Momo Racing Cafe. Number 12, Susan Wei. Number 16, Yanai Wu. Number 17, Hanata Ang. The 22 players are number 1, Mulu Lila. Number 23, Sonana Wu. Number 4, Number 4, David Han. Number 10, Yanai Kong. Number 13, Enter Su. Number 14, Wayne Ang. Number 15, Wilmo Jo. Number 19, Jay Ang. Number 20, Ang Nai Wei. Number 21, Yang Ang Han. Number 22, India Lee. The couple is Nadumi Jogo from Nami. Here are the team lineup for Malaysia team. Number 13, Muhammad Hinan Anwar Muhammad. Number 2, Muhammad Anwar Muhammad. Number 4, Number 5, Karuna Number 6, Dominic Nanyoji. Number 7, Muhammad Faisal Khan. Number 8, Surat Nobody. Number 9, Tani Nanda. Number 11, Muhammad Number 3, Muhammad Sultan. Number 14, Muhammad Mufri Kanal Number 13, Wikiaru. Number 19, Rajo Guru. Number 20, Natalie Ahmed. Number 21, Khalid Fikar Rahma. Number 22, Muhammad Hafiz Adel Beru. Satu from Shakira from the referee for this Ahmad Faisal Muhammad Aziz from Jordan. Assistant referee are Ahmad Mansour Salman Hashim from Jordan and Hassan Aziz Muhammad Abuja from Jordan. Support official is Muhammad Ini sedang dilakukan baru dalam Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022 di Malaysia lý sai như mà có gì xảy ra ra mà nào đó tôi đã bị sự chó ông đã suy ra hai những một hai đẹp tôi đã bị Muhammad Islamic Barat tôi đã bị Dunia tôi đã bị Sarananin Baba tôi đã bị Sa Muhammad dan Suri tôi đã bị Muhammad Ali Al-Jani tôi đã bị John Hussein tôi đã bị Jalan Hidayah tôi đã bị Muhammad Salawi Aziz tôi đã bị Muhammad Habibie tôi đã bị Faradan Khan Zaman Nabi tôi đã bị Kamala Azmin Melawi tôi đã bị sự tố Muhammad Azmin Melawi tôi đã bị tố Tinh Trung tôi đã bị sẽ Trani Amin tôi đã bị sẽ Muhammad Azmin Azmin tôi đã bị
This is the fourth match of the grouping. So how do you feel about this match?
Yes, exciting. All our players are waiting for this game. Hopefully we can deliver a very good game for the spectators.
So could you let us know about the preparation and training of the Malaysia team?
Yeah, we train well, well prepared. I think today should be all fit for this game. So our players are full confidence.
Do you think Myanmar is a tough opponent for Malaysia?
Yes, very tough. So I think we also will be very strongly resistant against Myanmar today.
Thank you for your time. All the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ những video hấp dẫn.
did start. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This is Shazad Haq. Welcome to the Tuwana. Myanmar taking on Malaysia in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. Rishwashan Rai here with me, keeping his powder dry and not...
That should be a good game of football, this one.
Oh my God.
Generally, pretty close contest between these two sides, historically speaking anyway.
Do we feel that that is going to be the case today, Roshan?
I think it might be.
Ooh.
With Myanmar playing at home, they have that advantage in these sweltering conditions. And Malaysia are a very good side under Kim Pan-gon, so
Yeah. This is not the full squad that he has at his disposal. Enough? But okay. All right. very good evening to you from the Tuwana Stadium in Yangon, capital of Myanmar, who are hosting this AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022 Group B encounter against Malaysia. It's the first round of matches for this group after a memorable night of entertainment in Group A. And Myanmar hoping to create an upset of sorts. These are the countries involved in Group B. Laos and Vietnam will be doing battle a little bit later on this evening. Singapore have a rest day. And our attentions, of course, firmly with this first match. As Myanmar, who failed to get out of the group stages last time out in just a year ago, up against Malaysia, who similarly failed to get out after a very bright start to their tournament. And they're looking to regain the trophy that they have won just once before in 2010. As for Myanmar, their best performances 2016 and 2004 when they reached the semi-finals. But they have a very tough task ahead of them with this talented Malaysia side. Remember, they've qualified for the Asian Cup, though there are some asterisks, some caveats to be put to that, which we'll discuss a little bit later on. A man who needs no caveats or asterisks next to his name, Rish Roshan Rai, who's with me here in the commentary position. Very good afternoon to you, Roshan. Great to have you again with us. What have we got in store today?
Hi, good afternoon to you too. Shares, great to be here for this one. Really looking forward to this game. You know, Myanmar against Malaysia, historically speaking, it's been pretty tight between these two sides. Yeah. Myanmar actually holding the upper hand in that regard. Times are a lot more different now. I think Malaysia come into this with a bit more momentum. The recent form has been a lot better than Myanmar. And this is a Malaysian side which isn't exactly their strongest, but they've still got lots of quality in there. And I think they've got a style of play that can be very difficult for opposition to deal with. They're aggressive, they like to press high up the pitch, they're an attacking side, they like to play offensive football, and they play with they look to play with a good intensity and a good tempo, and that can be a struggle for sides in the region to sort of deal with. If Myanmar can keep the discipline, if they can hold firm on that against that sort of style of play, they will have opportunities, I think, on the break in those counter-attacking situations, because they do have good quality in those attacking areas. We'll have a look at the lineups later on, but there's plenty of pace, there's good invention, there's good directness, and a little bit of cheekiness, I think, in those attacking areas for this Myanmar side.
Myanmar will look at what happened yesterday, particularly with Cambodia against the Philippines. And we talked about the effect that even spilled over perhaps from the World Cup. You look at that game yesterday, it looked on paper very much in favour of the Philippines, like this one probably in favour of Malaysia. But Myanmar at home, like Cambodia were, and they know they have a very good record against Malaysia over the last few years. 3 wins and a draw against the Malaysians in recent times.
Yeah, and there's good noise, there's good atmosphere here as well at this venue, at this ground. So they'll look to try and use that to give themselves a bit of a lift against this Malaysian side. And playing at home, you've always got that home advantage. They'll be a lot more used to conditions here at this venue, at this ground. And it's down to Malaysia to just sort of get adjusted to it. I know Malaysia, in the build-up to this, some of their players were talking about wanting to get off to a good start, wanting to get the win here, to sort of take the pressure off them when they do play at home, which was kind of interesting to hear.
That's a very, that's not something that's kind of a concession about what might happen at home.
It was Faisal Halim who mentioned that, actually, saying that he actually prefers to be playing away from home. That takes a little bit of that pressure off them. So I wonder how the rest of the squad feels about that, which is interesting, because normally you hear players, you know, wanting to play in front of their home crowd. Yeah. Perhaps they feel there's a little bit of pressure in those situations. I mean, as a professional player playing at this level, you just want to play in front of any sort of crowd, really. You want to play in those sorts of atmospheres, whether it's home or whether it's away. I mean, it's all about the whole thing, the whole show, and wanting to show how good you are, whether you are playing at home or playing away.
You and I have certainly worked on games that involve this stadium. It's hot, it's big, wide open. The pitch is not in a fantastic condition. Kim Pang-gon has already sort of dismissed concerns about that, but the way they play their football, they like playing it on the ground.
Yeah, they do, and that's something that he's implemented, that style of play, since he's been in charge of this Malaysian side. It's been very impressive how quickly he's been able to get his ideas across to these players. And again, he's had to almost work with a different squad coming into this campaign, and still, from what I've seen in the friendlies, in the build-up to this one, I think there was a 4-0 win against Cambodia, a 3-0 win against Maldives recently. You still see what he wants out of them. You still see the players delivering.
And they're responding to it.
And they are responding to it. Whether they can deliver now in these conditions away from home, it's something they have to deal with. I mean, again, as a player, you know you're going to be traveling on the road in tournaments like this, and you know these are the things that you have to overcome. You know, the conditions of the pitch, conditions of the training ground, of the hotel rooms, away trips, and that's something that you have to adjust to quickly, and something you have to overcome. That's part and parcel of life as a professional footballer.
So the two teams making their way out onto this field now, here at the Tuwana Stadium. We'll have the national anthems and then the lineups.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthems of Malaysia. Malaysia နိုင်ငံတော်ချင်းဖွင့်လှစ်မှာဖြစ်တဲ့အတွက်မတက်ရပေးကြပါရန်လေးစားစွာမေတ္တာရပ်ခံအပ်ပါတယ်ရှင် And now the national anthems of Myanmar. တက်လက်ပြီးမြန်မာနိုင်ငံတော်ချင်းဖွင့်လှစ်မှာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ရှင်
Well, delight here for Myanmar to be able to be playing back at home after a long time. And this is their starting lineup. It is a vastly inexperienced side overall. Some of these guys have played, of course, in the previous edition. The most experienced player is on the bench, David Tan, who's got 74 caps. Everyone else, except for, of course, Mong Luin, who's their main threat with 45 caps. Everyone else has really got less than 35 or so. What do you make of this squad?
Well, like I said, it's got good quality in those forward positions. Hen Tet Ong, who plays in Malaysia, that young man is a very talented one to keep an eye out on. Mong Lin is a superstar of Myanmar football. He's another who looked to try and drive things and link things together in attack for them. Ong Kong Man has got the pace up front to cause problems for this Malaysian back line.
Well, talking of inexperience, I think that could also be applied to Malaysia. Safawi Rashid is the captain. He's the most experienced player here. Outside of that, the next most experienced is Brendan Gunn with 21 caps. Of course, there was also issues, as there has been in recent times, with the squad, with 12 players withdrawing after being picked, 7 of them from Johor Darul Taksim, and they've got a few more naturalised players from the last time out as well.
Yeah, you know, he's had to work with a different sort of setup. Kempan Gon having to call up different sorts of players. There's some fans in Malaysia calling this Malaysia B. I think that's a little bit disrespectful. They're still behind them, no doubt about it. There's some not too happy with that nickname. But make no mistake, this is Malaysia as a side with lots of quality, lots of talent available to them. And even with this team, as I said, in the friendlies, in the build-up, they've looked impressive.
Ahmad Faisal Muhammad Al Ali from Jordan, the referee. I mean, when you say that, Malaysia B, that's got to spur some of these players on, doesn't it? Even more.
I can imagine if you're a player looking through social media, in this Malaysian squad, looking through social media, and you see a comment like that, it fires you up a little bit more. A lot more, I would think. You know, you're still playing for your nation, you're still playing for your flag. It's always a very proud moment for anyone. So, you know, I don't think we're going to see a lack of, you know, desire, a lack of inspiration in this side. If anything, it's a real opportunity for them, being a part of the squad, to actually show Kempan Gon what they can do. They're up close with him now. He actually gets to see them in training sessions on a day-to-day basis, and out on the pitch here, what they can do and how they can make themselves and their country proud.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing battle, hasn't it? Club and country. That's happened in a lot of countries, to be honest. It's not an official FIFA window, and so clubs are entitled to pull out. There's been, between JDT and the national coach, has been a war of words a little bit as to the availability of players. Only a couple of them are from JDT. 7 of them have pulled out, as I mentioned, and other clubs too have also expressed their right, as they are perfectly entitled to.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's that's the way it is. Clubs aren't required to release their players, and that's why you have a national pool of players you can select from, and that's why it's important to, you know, I think it's a good thing in the sense that it's important. It sends a message to the nation as a whole to say, listen, we need to make sure that we are producing a higher number of players, that we've got our pyramid, our footballing talent pyramid right in terms of having a good base of talent and having a large number of players that a national coach can call upon if they come into situations where there are these issues.
Well, we've already got a coming together. Looks like it's head-to-head. That does not look good at all. Literally with seconds on the clock, and you hope there's nothing too serious here. It was quite far away. We'll have to hopefully get a replay to give you a better idea. No, that's not going to give us much of an idea, unfortunately, but not a great start.
One of those players that has gone down is Ruven Tiran, the Malaysian wing-back. You know, the lineup graphic that was given to us put them in a 4-3-3. We'll have to see how that pans out. I think they're going to be lining up in a 3-4-3. Let's see how that pans out as the game goes on. And you've got Darren Lock, Safawi, and Faisal Halim is that front 3 for them. And Faisal has had another really good season on the domestic front. Goals that he's been scoring for his club side, chances that he's been creating as well, and he's brought that onto the international stage with Malaysia. It does look like it's a back 3.
Yeah, we hope all is fine there in that little clash. It's not the best way to get things going, of course.
There we go. It does look like a back 5 now for Malaysia. 3 in possession, 5 when they don't have the ball.
Yeah, real opportunity just to complete that conversation on the Malaysian squad for these other guys, of course, looking to play in that in the Asian Cup as well. Kempan Gon says he wants a nice big squad to play with. Getting excited there as they try to come forward. Well, Malaysia have characterised themselves under Kempan Gon with bright, energetic starts, haven't they?
Yeah, that's been their style of play under Kim Pan-gon. That's what he wants out of his team. There's always a lot of talk about how it's a Malaysian side. It's not a side that's easy to play for because of the physicality and the nature of their approach to matches. As I said, they're very aggressive in attack. They like to push forward. They like to impose themselves on the opposition. And the moment they lose it, they want to counter press and try to win the ball back quickly. So it can be quite demanding physically for players coming into this Malaysian international setup. In fact, some of them have actually spoken about how it's taken a little bit of time to adjust
yes.
to what Kim Pan-gon wants out of them. You can see how effective it's been as well when you think back to their Asian Cup qualifying campaign, where they've qualified for the Asian Cup, which is a huge thing for Malaysia. And they were very impressive in that campaign as well.
Oh, winning the ball back there. Faisal Halim. A very impressive campaign domestically. Oh, great burst of speed from him there as well.
Well tracked by Min Tu, number 3 in central defence for Myanmar.
Veteran here looking perhaps for a little bit of distance on his throw. Let's see how effective this is. There's a lot of height on that. Probably didn't quite get the grip he wanted. They eventually clear their lines there. Min Tu. They just seem to hesitate there, the Myanmar. He's looking across at the assistant.
Yeah, a bit of a strange one. Cho Min-woo, it looked like, who just wanted to let the ball run out of play. Not quite sure why. Maybe he thought that it was going to be a throw into his side. That first interception from Ruvantiran, though, was really important.
There's the man who can make things happen. Mong Luin. Back to Nanda Cho. This time the flag does go up. Just off on Pet Tong, who will know a number of these players, of course.
That's right. You're pretty familiar with a few of these players in the Malaysian setup. And they'll be familiar with him and what he's capable of.
Faisal Halim again. Was he just pulled down? Looked at the referee, nothing given. Forward by Cho Zil-win. Again through to Faisal Halim. So a little touch on there from Darren Lok.
Just a little bit unfortunate. I think the Malaysian players are confused as well as to why that free kick was given. Perhaps for handball. I don't think there was an offside there.
Yeah, they kind of were wondering what was that.
Yeah. You just see a nice bright start by Malaysia. I saw Stuart Wilkin carrying the ball forward from midfield.
Yeah. A little bit stop-start at the moment. Well, when they are on the ball so far, Myanmar have been quite happy to go forward when they can, not being conservative. We saw them a little bit different last year. Played the ball in. Tet Hong. Here's Mon Luing. Pressure still on here from Myanmar. Shot didn't take a deflection yet. Will be a corner from Lewin Mawong.
That was well worked by Myanmar. I think they should be a corner as well. They're looking around to the linesman. They're looking around to the referee.
Wow.
Surprised that's not been given. Nice connections in attack here. Yan Neng U coming in to provide support for Mong Mong Lin. Touches it off eventually. Gives it back to Lin Mo Ong. That's quite clearly taken a deflection.
I'm not sure how that wasn't given, but
It looked like it was Dominic Tan with the sliding challenge. It's come off him last. Referee looked to be right behind the shot as well,
right in line with it, wasn't
as
it?
it was taken.
But they've had some good moments already, the Myanmar team, haven't they?
Yeah, in these moments, on the transition, on the counter-attack, that's where they can really hurt Malaysia. Well, I expect to be the side bossing possession, controlling it more than Myanmar. But they'll be okay with that, just as long as they can construct a few opportunities on those counter-attacking situations.
Free kick here for Malaysia. Could it be a first test for Cho Zin Pyo? Safawi and Faisal Halim over the ball.
A couple of options there. Faisal Halim with the right, Safawi on the left. It's going to be taken by Safawi.
Was there any foul in the build-up? I think there was, though the flag has gone up anyway for offside. That was a decent move, wasn't it?
Something from the training ground. Dominic Tan just peeling away on the top of the area before making a run in behind. Seemed to have mistimed it. It is offside. Flag did go up for offside, but he's taking it from his 6-yard box, from a goal kick.
Veteran pumps that ball forward. Well, that's a bit of urgency put in there from the wing back. Faisal Halim. Even with the throws, Russian, everything seems to be, they're right on it, aren't they, Malaysia?
Well, they want to, again, get on with it quickly. That's how they want to play their matches. That's how they approach games now under Kim Pan-gon. They want to move things along quickly. They want to set the tempo. They want to play at a high intensity. And they want to force the opposition to play at that same sort of rhythm. As much as they can, they'll try and do that. Obviously, when they get these set pieces in more advanced areas, you can just wait for support to push on further forward and try and work on a few things.
Well, another free kick. Much further out. Cho Zin Pyo giving a lot of instructions there to his defenders. How they're going to approach this one. Now, Malaysia is saying there was a foul right on the edge of the area. Referee having a word there with Cho Min-woo. Did you see anything there, Roshan? Any kind of off-the-ball incident?
Not really. I mean, there was a instance of a Myanmar defender just blocking off the run there of Sharul Nazim. But I mean, you expect defenders to do that, you know, just holding their ground, standing their ground, you know.
Safawi. Played by Yemen too.
I tell you, that happens so often in games, even in corner situations. You don't.
Myanmar obviously seeing how quickly Malaysia want to get on with things, and they're quite happy to disrupt whenever they can. Kim Pangon's coming to the edge of his area.
That's why the referee's just going over to have a word. He knows exactly what's going on as well. They're just trying to slow up the tempo.
You can understand why Myanmar are doing it, and they've got to be a bit smart about it, right?
Yeah.
Done well here, Safawi. Finally managed to get that ball clear. Myanmar looking to make some inroads here in those home matches. Of course, this format reintroduced. Home and away. We played 2 matches at home, 2 matches away. Top 2 sides will go through to the knockout rounds. It's Safawi. Malaysia coming forward through Azam. Azam still. That's swung in by Dominic Tan. Man, going to drop back a little bit. Oh, lovely little shimmy there from Winmo Ong. There's a race going on here. They take a fairly quick throw in them in Mong Mong Win.
That was smart play by Safawi. They might have been able to just release it quickly with a first-time pass into Brendan Gunn. It offered support, but saw that channel 4 pass shot off quickly by 2 Myanmar players. He just knew he could have been in a little bit of trouble, so he hung on to it. Tracked the contact on the free kick. 7 attacks for Myanmar, 12 for Malaysia.
Well, they're going for it right now. It's good to see, isn't it? No one's holding back. No one's playing conservatively yet.
I was thinking back to when you see those attack numbers being brought up. I was thinking back to the game between Thailand and Brunei.
Oh, very different, wasn't it?
Very different number of attacks Thailand were able to construct in the first 20 minutes of the match or so. There's actually more than 1 attack a minute in that one.
It was, wasn't it? Felt like that. The Brunei goalkeeper was certainly extremely busy in that one. Veteran. The key to this, of course, is having those wing backs for Malaysia get as far forward as possible when they're transitioning, making real problems, using their pace. That's what he wants.
On the transition, you don't necessarily need to get the wing backs forward on the transition.
Going forward, sorry.
When they are in this sort of this established possession where they have the ball for a while and they're pushing forward together as a team, then yes, you get your wing backs into those advanced areas and further forward, because then you would expect Myanmar to have their own sort of defensive shape and that defensive block, and then you'll need numbers to try and beat them. You see now, for example, You see Ruventeren pushing forward down the left-hand side, and we saw earlier Azam Asmi as well.
Yep.
So those two players are going to be important, providing that width and providing the numbers further forward in these phases of play where they have a bit more possession, Malaysia. Otherwise, in those quick transitions, they've got players like Faisal Halim, Safawi Rashid, and Darren Lok up front to just try and hurt Myanmar on the counter-attack. Players with good pace, especially Faisal and Safawi I'm talking about.
These free kicks haven't really done much damage at all as far as Malaysia are concerned. Here's Faisal Halim. He's got Yemen 2 on him. And Cho Zinwin. Quite happy to double up when they have to. Again, taken quickly by Ruventeren. Now here come Myanmar. Yan Neng U up to Mong Mong Luin. Oh, spot some space for Luin Mo Ong. Can they pull the trigger there? In a good position, Ong Kong Man. That's the best chance of the match so far.
Yeah. Good opening created by Myanmar. Got forward really quickly. Those are the transitions that we're talking about. That's where they can hurt Malaysia, because they've got the capacity in those attacking areas. They've got the players, they've got the quality up front to cause problems.
Just what you were going on earlier about when the wing backs pushed forward, Ruventeren was further out, wasn't he? There was that space that Luin Mo Ong took advantage of. That pass over from Min Ming Wong.
Yeah, that's right. Into the channel on the right-hand side for Myanmar. And you can see, I mean, most of the time they're looking to try and construct attacks down the right where Hin Tet Ong is positioned. Obviously see him as a good outlet on that side of the pitch. Let's have another look at that. I mean, he was surrounded by 4 yellow shirts.
Hard to pull the trigger earlier, was it?
That's right. I think, he had to take a first touch away from Dominic Tan, and then there was no sort of real pace on the ball for him to hit it first time. That's good defending from Malaysia in the end, because they get numbers around the ball.
Promising so far these 20 minutes for Myanmar. Oh, what a run that is! He evaded the offside trap there, the striker Ong Kan Man. Bit static for you?
That's a really good run from the number 8, Tet Ong. And Kong Man just waiting at the top of the area, looking for the cutback. But I mean, Tet Ong, once he gets himself into that position, he's always going to look to try and have a go at goal. And it was a very good run, good ball played over the top. You just saw that there with the Ong Kong Man just dropping in and dragging that Malaysian central defence with him, created a bit of space for Hin Tet Ong to run in behind.
Looking at a bit of strife here. Got the blow to the face for Darren Lok.
Is that twice in quick succession he's gone down, Darren Lok? I feel like he went down a little bit earlier as well.
I was talking to the referee about it.
Kim Pan Gon is not happy as well. The referee just having to come over to him once again and tell him to calm down.
Yeah, he's not one to hold back, actually. Let's see what happened here. They've had a number of free kicks, haven't they, Malaysia? But have not really been very effective.
The thing for Malaysia is that, yes, they've had those free kicks, but they've been quite far out. They've been not really in positions where you feel Myanmar's goal's really going to be threatened. I think Myanmar will be quite happy with conceding these free kicks in those sorts of areas. It's going to be a throw-in.
So the referee just spotting that he's still a little bit upset by what happened earlier. It's a little smile there from Pihatep Ong. Azam. Can't clear the line, Faisal Halim! Well, that is the closest Malaysia have come to the opening goal. And he's almost curled out to the far corner.
A decent opportunity for a player in that sort of form, Faisal Halim. Just falls to him, and you can see what he was trying to do. He wanted to bend it in towards that far post. They don't quite get enough of that.
Well, by far the best chance for Malaysia so far. There does seem to be some kind of physical approach here, and is that going to get punished this time? Kim Pang-on certainly asking for it, and there will be the first booking of the game. And it goes to Yan Neng-u. It felt like he left a boot in there, to be fair.
Yeah, he did. I mean, there's been quite a physical approach so far from Myanmar. And finally, the complaints have been heard by the referee.
I mean, there's a lot of free kicks, isn't it, at this stage already? A lot of fouls. They're just trying to disrupt play.
And they're doing well so far on that side of things. You just have to make sure they don't. If you play on the line, on the edge, make sure you don't step over it.
Talking of on the edge of the pitch right now. Cho Sin Luin.
Yeah, handball.
There's a desire to carry that ball forward from Myanmar. They're looking. I just recall from last year they were quite happy to go sideways a lot, and there's a lot of irritation going on. Brendan Gunn.
Yeah, there's a nice bit of spice
to
this encounter. Players coming together.
It feels like Myanmar are kind of setting a trap up or trying to lure Malaysia into this.
They could be, but they have to be careful as well.
That line you're talking about.
That they aren't the ones who get overheated and overexcited and get themselves in trouble. It's all well and good if you know what you're doing and you know you're trying to get under the skin of the opposition, but you have to maintain your own composure. And you could see there as well what Brendan Gunn was trying to do, hang on to the ball.
Yeah. If you're Malaysia now, you're going to be in the ear of the referee, right?
Of
you're going to be saying, keep an eye, look at them, look what they're doing, look what they're doing. Well, now it's Malaysia have got to defend. Myanmar in a good position here. Nanda Cho with the free kick. Referee keeping a close eye on proceedings. Good opportunity here perhaps for Myanmar. First need to get the free kick over the wall. They still have the ball here, Myanmar. Mong Mong Luin. That seems like a real opportunity.
Yeah.
Not made full use of.
Yeah, real waste. You know, they need better quality in those set-piece situations. Already have had 3 attempts to Malaysia's 1. And playing on the counter-attack, it's been working for Myanmar. But really in those moments when they get those set pieces, better quality, better delivery into the area.
Yes, as you said, spicy is the right word at the moment. A lot of needle in this. Probably he's got it right there, Shehan. Calm it down, slow it down maybe. Except that Malaysia want to play it as quick as they can. There you go, they've won the ball back here. Mong Mong Luin. Passes, he's combining well here. Win more on. Lots of bodies around them. It's really congested. Mo Ong has to go back to Nanda Cho. Seems to be a bit of a swag, a bit of confidence here about Myanmar. That perhaps was missing last time out. That took a bit of a wicked bounce, didn't it, for Nanda Cho?
This is the best I've seen them play for a while now,
Yeah.
Myanmar. Unable to hang on to it under pressure in that situation. Two players surrounding Azam Azmi quickly, taking it off him. And then they didn't panic when they got it down the line. Nothing was going on, so they said, okay, we'll bring it back, we'll recycle it. It's good at times in matches to have these phases of possession. Take the rhythm out of the game for Malaysia.
Oh, that seemed very late. Referee might look at that again. Here's Faisal Halim. Still Faisal Halim. Trying to slip that through to Brendan Gunn.
Our supporters here love that. Overhead clearance by Yan Neng U. Not the best of clearances. Looked good. Didn't get much distance on it though.
Swung in by Sharul. Was that offside? Yes, it was. For all that so far, Shian Hazmi has had a relatively comfortable time of it at the back. It's whizzed by, hasn't it, this first half hour?
It's been very good. Played at a good pace. Been competitive as well. And
I think that probably helps, doesn't it?
We expected it. It's something we said at the start, right? Yeah, Malaysia will come into this favourites, but Myanmar with the home advantage and having talent in that side. And also, as we brought up at the start, historically, it's always been close. And the meetings between these two teams.
Yes, Ben Mil Ong. Shielded the ball well, didn't he, there? And Tet Ong. Yeah, they're up for this, Myanmar. Here's the forward, Ong Kong Man, who's had the best chance so far for Myanmar. Their coach, Antoine Hay, said he was very happy with preparations.
That's good brave defending by Tia Tet Ong. A couple of players around him. Got his head down to that.
Just trying to dig that one over, Mong Mong Nguyen. Been in good form recently, Malaysia. Undefeated in their last 5 matches. Good win over Cambodia, and as we heard earlier from Roshan, Maldives as well, 3-0, 4-0 against Cambodia. Of the last 16 encounters, 5 wins for Malaysia, 6 for Myanmar, but none here in quite some time. 3 wins and a draw in the last 4 matches in Myanmar's favour. And a lot, just going through all the press reports, a lot was made of that as well from the Malaysian press. And probably Kim Panggon, he said, I'm not worried about that, that's all in the past. but it is kind of being fixated on, isn't it? But it's probably not necessary.
Yeah. And I mean, listen, at times there are narratives out there that are created by others, and you've just got to decide if you want to go along with it or create your own. Worry about things that you can control, that you're in control of.
So one was the home form of Myanmar, the other was the pitch, of which both factors Kim Pang-gon was actually very dismissive of.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's not within his control. We're just going to play whatever comes.
He's not looking for excuses.
Right.
You know, it would have been easy for him. We've seen coaches of sides previously come out to say, this hasn't been good enough, that hasn't been good enough. He's actually been...
Refreshing for you? Nice to see?
It's refreshing. He's saying, you know, this is it. This is what it is. This is the world of football. You know, it's not always going to be perfect. It's not always going to be pretty. He understands there are things that are bigger outside of the game, impacting things within the game. It's just about getting on with it.
Well, here comes Azam. Ruventaren. Everyone just seemed to pause for a second there. They've got a corner out of this here, Malaysia. Do you think he's getting a little bit more joy on the left-hand side than, say, Azmi on the on the other side? Azam on
he
the
is finding a little
side?
bit more space than Azam, but they still haven't offered too much in terms of their attacking prowess going forward. The two wing backs.
Yeah.
And the quality just hasn't quite been there as yet. You can see Malaysia do get numbers in the box, that's not a problem, but the service has to arrive. The right sort of decisions have to be made in those areas.
That sails over and goes out for a goal kick. Well, the last time these two sides played in the AFF, Malaysia beat Myanmar 3-0. Bukit Jalil 3-0. It's an issue here for Mong Nguyen. Well, they can ill afford to lose their captain. He was sort of this bright spark, wasn't he, from the last edition?
Yeah, he was. You know, he's being encouraged to move off the pitch by the referee. He's so close to the outside anyway. Just feeling his ribs there. It's not a good sign, is it? You know, needing a bit of treatment. It's just gone down. Taking some contact, I think, in that set-piece situation. Yeah, he's a player they won't want to lose. Mong Nguyen playing a different sort of role for Myanmar in this edition. He's got better support around him, I think, this time around in those attacking areas than he did in the previous campaign. Just going to look to try and encourage him to carry on if he can. Signal's been given to the bench to hold off possible substitution.
Yeah, they certainly don't want to be losing him inside the first half. We've talked about these encouraging results for Malaysia under Kim Pang-gon, who at one point had a 70% win rate. They got to the final of the King's Cup. They beat Thailand along the way, and it was a very thrilling performance. It wasn't just the fact that they beat Thailand, it was the manner they did it. Oh, it was over penalties, but it was how they approached that game that, again, Thailand struggled against the high energy of Malaysia.
That's their approach. You know, when they've got the best squad available to them, that's important as well, quality of player. But they can cause a lot of problems for opposition because of that high intensity style of play. They're not afraid to go out and cause problems for even sides who on paper might appear to be stronger.
By that same token, we're not really seeing that so far, are we?
Yeah, we've not seen that yet from Malaysia, but it's also a credit to Myanmar and the job they've done so far. On the defensive side of things, when they've had to be compact and organized, they've done that.
And they've broken up play, haven't they?
And they've broken up play, and they've counter-attacked, and they forced Malaysia to do some defending of their own as well.
Nanda Chor had gone down, he's okay. Very nicely looking after the ball there, Nguyen Mo Ong. Antoine Hay is about 7.5 minutes before half-time, and they'll be pretty pleased with this so far. But now we've got a new concern here. The goalkeeper, Cho Sin Pyo.
There's 3 Myanmar players now that have gone down in quick succession. You had the captain, Mong Mong Lin, going down. Then you had, was it Nanda Chor that went down? And then now the goalkeeper has gone down.
You have a furrowed brow. Tell me what you're thinking.
I mean, look, if these concerns are genuine, fine.
Yeah.
Only the players out there will know. I mean, from Malaysia's point of view, you get frustrated with these situations.
You understand where Faisal's coming from.
You can understand where, you know, you look at these things and you think, look, it's quite clear. From Malaysia's point of view, they'll be saying it's quite clear. They're trying to disrupt the rhythm. They're trying to slow things down.
On the other hand, from a gamesmanship point of view, you get this as well, don't you?
I do. I don't think it's something a lot of neutrals like to see happen.
Yeah.
But as a former professional, I can understand it.
If you've got the card stacked against you, you're the underdog in this one. You want to try and get something at home. You know you've got a team.
There's going to be a yellow card for someone. It's going to be for the
keeper?
goalkeeper.
Now, what's that for?
Must be for time wasting, right?
But allowing the treatment to come on.
Yeah, I mean, he has to allow the treatment. The goalkeeper is saying he's injured. He's got to get the goalkeeper treated. Goalkeeper can't leave the field of play.
Yeah,
And
fair,
but it's also a way to discourage everyone else. I think it's because you've had 3 players in quick succession going down with injuries.
You'd think you'd stretch it out a little bit. Well, whatever they cooked up beforehand, Myanmar, it seems to have, so far, worked in their favour. Malaysia have not really, after that many attacks, not really created too many problems for Myanmar.
There's a change about to be made for Myanmar.
Could be Mong Mong Nguyen.
So one of those injuries.
Oh, that was smash, wasn't it? Half volley from Faisal Halim.
Well, he took that early, he took that well, almost caught me off guard. Not afraid to have a go at goal. And most of their good opportunities, most of their shots, Malaysia, have come from Faisal Halim.
We probably return to that, but Mong Mong Nguyen genuinely obviously has a problem. He has had to go off, and Ye Dong is having to replace him. That is a massive blow for this side.
Yeah, that's a shame for Mong Mong Lin and for Myanmar as well. Fresh player having to come on for the captain, for one of their higher quality players. And let's see how much that affects them.
It'll be interesting to see what they decide to do, he's gone onto that left-hand side.
Yeah, he just has moved out to the left, and you'd expect to see Lin Mo Ong, the number 7, just push forward a little bit more from midfield. From central midfield, I should say.
Well, he's almost become something of a talismanic player, hasn't he, Mong Mong Nguyen? Now, can they bounce back here from that little setback? Veteran here, looking to clear.
He's a clever player, Lin Mo Ong, so there's no issue with him playing in that attacking midfield role for them, playing it just in behind Ong Kong Man.
Here's a take for the keeper.
Well, the referee wasn't happy with it. Challenge off the ball there by Ruventran.
Yen Tong earning only a second cap from Yadana born, 24 years of age. Myanmar actually seeing a little bit more of the ball than the Malaysians at the moment. You'd imagine there's going to be a fair bit of added time after everything that's happened so far. Despite it being so stopped out, the number of fouls we've had, it's been an entertaining watch.
It has been. It has been nice and competitive. Myanmar have looked dangerous without really causing Ahmad Shehan too many issues, but Cho's in Fio as well hasn't had to make too many saves in this first half. But there's a nice intensity to this game, as I said earlier.
They come forward here. It's the new man in, Ye Dong. Lewin trying to just play that through. Another chance to do so. Not the greatest of clearances. And wow, not sure why there was any sort of problem there. Couldn't see any sort of issue for Kuzaimi.
It might have just made a poor connection with the ball. That can affect you if you haven't quite locked your ankle when you've connected with the ball. Can be painful. It can hurt.
We're into the final minute here of this first half. They're asking for the stretcher.
Could have been his knee as well. Maybe he just jarred it.
Doesn't look best pleased here, Kuzaimi P. And Malaysia might have to make a change. Down to 10 for the moment. Can Myanmar perhaps take advantage? Away by Azam. And then Sharul. There you go, 5 minutes. Reflection of perhaps what's happened so far. Antoine Hayes not happy with that call from the referee.
It's now his turn to get in the ear of the referee.
It's been that kind of game so far.
I have to say, I didn't see too much wrong with that challenge on Safawi. Could be a good tackle.
Safawi. Now, interesting, because we haven't said his name for quite a long time, haven't we? And we are now into added time. Here's Azam. Back to Dominic Tan. Reventaran should get there. He's done well, Reventaran. Let's get the cross in, but he's kept it in as well. That's good work from Azam. We got there first, Darren Locke.
Well, again, the quality from the wide areas, from the wing backs, not quite there. All the right sort of deliveries coming into the area.
So it's that final product for you at the moment.
The final ball coming in from the wider positions, just not quite good enough for Malaysia at the moment. And there really was nothing that Darren Locke could do with that effort. There's no pace on the ball. And I think he was actually asking why he was alone in the penalty box. He wanted some support to arrive.
Does that count as a shot?
That's going to count as a shot, because that was a shot.
What a shot, at least. An effort to end this first half, perhaps.
Looks like Malaysia are going to make a change.
Yeah, it could be Kuzaimi, of course, after going down. Short little passes here from the Myanmar players, given away poorly by Ye Dong, the substitute. Yeah, Kuzaimi is done. And Fazli Mazlan comes on.
He's a good player, Fazli Mazlan. Nobody plays at left back.
Yeah, as full back, so
Yeah.
have to change things around a little bit.
I'll just see how that pans out in the back line. It does look like he's going to play on the left-hand side of the back three. Sharul Nazim will move into the center of that back three. I just have Fazli Mazlan playing alongside Sharul on the inside on the right of him, and then Raventran on the left.
The 20-year-old Fazli Mazlan, a former JDT player.
Yeah, at one point he was the best left back in Malaysian football. Just had a few issues with injury. Looks to be getting back to his best.
Currently with Selangor.
Had a good season with them.
Teammates with a man he might have to defend against, Han Tet Ong. There's Sharul. Trying to close him down. Here's Azam. They want the ball back again. Bit scrappy, isn't it? At times from both these teams.
Yeah, and that scrappiness I think helps Myanmar more than it does Malaysia. It just really disrupts the rhythm that Malaysia are trying to get into. I haven't quite been able to do that. There's no real momentum in their play, Malaysia.
Time for what looks to be a long throw here from Azam. We saw one on the other side from Raventran, which didn't go so well. Let's see how this one goes. Again, a lot of air on that one. Referee calls time on this first half, which has had its moments and perhaps just petering out towards the end.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of that disruption, wasn't there, with players going down injured, a couple of substitutions having to be made by both these sides. But it's been a nice contest. I think it's been played with a good intensity. It's been competitive between these two sides.
Couple of chances for either side, nothing really to test the goalkeepers. Half-time score at the Tuana Stadium. It's Myanmar 0, Malaysia 0. We are back here with the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022 at the Tawana Stadium, Myanmar playing Malaysia. It is goalless coming into this second half, and we are having a couple of changes here. You can just see there the Malaysian forward, Lee Tuck, is coming on. He replaces Darren Lock, who's getting into a couple of entanglements. Myanmar have also made a change. Myat Kong Kant is on for Yen Nengu. It's the Myanmarese to get us going in this second half. Kant is earning his 16th cap today, plays for Shan United. Played a variety of positions in that midfield attacking area as well. We have Lee Tuck, who's 34 years of age, plays for Sri Pahang. Recently naturalised. He's been playing in Malaysia since 2017. Made his debut on the 5th of December in that match against Cambodia and scored his first goal in that match. He also scored against the Maldives. It's been a bright start, I suppose, to his international career.
A very good start to his international career. Not a bad way to start things with your, I would say, new nation.
Yes, Myanmar come forward here. Oh, that was a moment there. It looks like he might have just got a little kick as well for his troubles, Shihan.
Yeah, he's in quite a bit of pain. You can see what looks to be a mark on his thigh, just above his knee there. A good play from Myanmar once again. Down this right, it is Hein Thet Ong. Play stopped for the handball. It's good to see Amachian back up on his feet. Lee Tuck, you know, he's coming. You talk about the start that he's had. He also gives Kim Pan Gon some versatility in terms of the positions he's able to play. Can play out wide. That's something he's very used to. He'll play that attacking midfield role, and now that he's coming for Darren Lock, it looks like he's going to occupy that role of the centre forward. There should be good mobility in there, with him allowed to move off into different attacking areas. There you see him here popping up on the right side. Safawi moving in field.
Just slipped that one through. That's about to Revendra, and that's about as incisive as it's got so far.
Well, Itak coming in and already making an impact. Was carrying the ball forward, taking on a couple of players before releasing the ball into the channel for the cutback. Just couldn't quite find Safawi in space to find the finish.
Yeah, Litak was playing with the likes of Halifax Town in the UK before he moved across to Asia. And a stint in Thailand. Quite some time before moving to Bangladesh and then Negeri Sembilan in Malaysia.
And a number of players who've moved over to Malaysian football who have come through from the lower leagues in England. Darren Lock's another one.
Yeah.
Junior Elstyle is another.
Junior Elstyle, of course, and Darren Lock both have Malaysian heritage. Litak is naturalised. Mamadou Sumari is another one that comes to mind.
They've got Sergio Aguero on the bench as well.
Yeah, it's quite a coup to... Now, of course, we're just jesting.
I think he's all right after those World Cup celebrations.
Yeah, he might have just recovered. Any discernible change from what you've seen so far, shape or anything like that, Roshan, in the...
Oh, it's still pretty much the same shape. Just as I said, Litak has gone into that central striking role. That's a crunching challenge. Both players feeling the full impact of that. It just looks like Chosin Lin has come off worse.
But
Safawi is limped away.
In keeping with the kind of approach from we saw in the first half.
Yeah. You mean the competitiveness?
Just the competitiveness and again, breaking up play, a willingness to go get stuck in.
Well, they have to be there. They have to show up, Myanmar. That's a good, solid challenge.
I mean, that's a good tackle.
There's nothing wrong with that tackle. It's a hard tackle, but it's a fair one.
Except the man who's perpetrated has come out worse.
Who's put that tackle in has come off worse. That's right. Safawi was limping away, and it's okay. He's okay now.
But he's taking exception to it. He's having a few words with the Myanmar players. So are some of the Malaysians. They're not really appreciating the roughhouse treatment that's being dished out.
Well, they will feel that this is a game they have to win.
Yeah.
You know, they will feel that. We've spoken about how they come into this match as slight favourites. Some might say even heavy favourites.
A little like that Philippines-Cambodia match, where they go there knowing that you've got to get those 3 points on the road, and that's one you target, right?
That's right. You know, you don't quite know what's going to happen overall in the rest of the group.
Yeah.
And I think when the draw was made, it's pretty obvious when you look at who the favourites are going to be to progress from this one.
Here comes Safawi. He slipped that through. Faisal Halim, surely! And the opening goal for Malaysia comes in the 52nd minute. Lovely play to make it 1-0.
What a pass by Safawi. And he keeps his cool, Faisal Halim, with the finish. Just sliding it past the goalkeeper. On-rushing Chosin Pheo. Really good run as well. I mean, well-timed by Faisal Halim. He needs to keep himself onside, and he does. And you just see the quality that Safawi has that draws defenders towards him. You got 3 or 4 red shirts in and around Safawi. Still gets his head up, picks out that pass. A lovely ball in behind for Faisal. And he keeps his cool and opens the scoring for Malaysia. This is a huge goal for the away side.
his 6th goal in his 14th appearance. Excellent work. And that, you were just saying, weren't you, as well, about how important it was to get the win here on the road against Myanmar, and they've taken the lead.
I'll be feeling a lot better about things now, Malaysia.
I wonder now how Myanmar will try to approach this. He tucked onto the ball a little bit earlier in a different sort of place, but got there in the end. Well, they need goals and they don't have their main man, Mong Mong-win. Myanmar also moving out a fairly effective striker the last time out, Dan Beng. It's a bigger unit. They have a free kick here, Malaysia.
Well, that's Faisal Halim for you with that goal. You know, he's been, I think, Malaysia's liveliest player in attack. You think back to the first half, 3 shots that he had. We're not afraid to have attempts at goal, Faisal. He's looking to try and make something happen.
Safawi. It's cleared away. Now, this is where Myanmar could be dangerous. We've got numbers pouring forward, so do Malaysia, to be fair. Was there any kind of foul on the new man in? That Kongkant. Oh dear. It's not the best cross in the world, is it?
That's good from Myanmar up to that point. Yeah, Miat Kongkan to just seemed to have been bundled over by Lita. He did well to hang on to it, keep the move alive. It's a disappointing cross in the end.
The attack's almost identical here, but the difference is, of course, that goal. Yeah, Min 2. This is Tia Tet Ong. I'm not sure has the armband now, of course, after the substitution of Mong Mong Win. He's gone off with some kind of problem. Followed by Cho Min-woo.
Yeah, fascinating to see how this game is going to change now, how that momentum is going to shift. It's Malaysia who were frustrated with a bit of gamesmanship from Myanmar in the first half. It's Malaysia now who can take their time with things.
Got man defence there. That looked to be very good work by Dominic Tan. Safawi's been on the receiving end a little bit, hasn't he?
They're already seeing a lot more from Safawi than I think we did in the first half in terms of how Malaysia are getting the ball into him, but also how he's receiving it and running at defenders and drawing defenders towards him, creating space for some of his other teammates.
Well, Myanmar had spent a period before the tournament training in Thailand. Vendron is down, and it's more the same really at the moment. Also Thailand 6-0 just 10 days ago. They draw. They beat a couple of Thai club sides. Cuts out the cross there quite nicely, Jehan.
That was really good work by Ye Yin Tong. Nice run down the left. Skid past the challenge after receiving that pass from Nanda Cho. Cut inside, got the support on the overlap. But again, that delivery, that final ball, the quality just missing from Myanmar at the moment.
Tug on the shirt, which I think the referee has spotted.
Cho Sin Lin looking like he would have preferred the advantage to have been played.
Now, was that an attempt at a shot?
I think it was. It was a terrible attempt. I don't think it's something he should have done. Better decision required. They just need to realize that there's plenty of time here. They don't need to rush things, you know, especially when they get into those attacking areas. The composure needs to be kept, the precision needs to be there.
He's been one of their brighter players, Myanmar Ong. Here's the striker, Ang Kong Man. Just a little too much on there for the man who came on in the first half, Ye Yin Tong. Azam did well. There's Faisal Halim. He's got that pace. He's just showed a bit too much. No, he's done really well here. That wasn't a great challenge now, was it?
Yeah, he's asking the referee what for. I think he knows what for.
Tia Den Ong goes into the book, unsurprisingly, for that challenge.
Went lunging in on Brendan Gunn. But what a move, what an opportunity that could have been for Malaysia. Great skill by Faisal Halim just to take that, what looked like a heavy touch, draw the defender in, rolled his foot over the ball, took it past him, and perhaps the pass was on into Lee Tuck. It was almost a 3-on-1 there for Malaysia. As that late challenge that was put in.
So they are making another change here. And Paul Win has replaced Cho Sin Lin. Hong Kong Man, placed by Wing Neng Tun. That's 4 changes made now. NPL win is 24 from the Thai club Ratchaburi. 5th cap here for his country. The defender.
Well, someone's who's about to be his new teammate, Safawi.
Yeah.
Stepping up to take this from distance. It's a long way out.
Neptune. So forward is earning his 7th cap today. He plays for Yangon United. Looking to try and clear their lines. And the whistle has gone. Now you'll probably see a little bit more urgency from the Myanmar players. We're quite happy to play spoiler earlier on in the match. Lofted in the air. Couldn't quite get rid of it, Dominic Tan.
That's not quite happening at the moment for Myanmar. Seeing a bit more of the ball. I mean, they take a few more chances with the positioning, pushing more players further forward. Just lacking the creative element. Try and break down Malaysia to get themselves back on level terms.
Pinging around in that midfield area. Henpyo win. Go down the line there. Tet Hong, who plays Malaysia, has been quite quiet in the second half. Looking for now a big throw-in from Henpyo Win. Nanda Cho. He's gone for goal. There will be a corner.
Well, again, that's another shot from range by Nanda Cho. He's not afraid to hit them from distance. And that one taking a deflection of Sharul Nazim. I need a good delivery, quality from the set pieces. Haven't quite been up to mark for Myanmar.
Referee's just spotted something. Oh, that didn't quite fall for Henpyo Win. The intent is certainly there from the Myanmar side now. Tucked in enough, again a deflection, will be another corner.
Under a bit of pressure here, Malaysia having to survive, having to suffer in this spell. As still, Myanmar yet to sort of really penetrate and break through in behind that Malaysian defense. A couple of efforts from range.
They managed to get on the end of some of these corners. Have they done enough? And that's a handball. Tiha Tet Ong.
Too many yellow shirts in the way. There's another look at this shot from range. The deflection on its way through. It's coming from so far out that you expect Ahmad Shihan to have a clear sight of it. Enough time to react to these shots as well, so they've got to be pretty special. Having said that, we did see a pretty special strike in that game against Brunei Darussalam from Thailand.
Yep.
Piradon, I think it was,
right at the end,
driving one right through.
Yep.
Outside the area towards the far corner of the net.
On Champolin had a long-range effort.
That's right.
For Cambodia. Doing more up. Slip through, now just a bit too much on that. For the new man in, Wing Nen Tun. There are seedlings being planted here, aren't there?
The signs are encouraging. I mean, it's a good response being shown by Myanmar. Yes, they went to goal down, but seem to be getting themselves back into the game.
No foul by Roventren. That's what Henpyo Win was perhaps hoping for.
Yeah, I really think he needed to show a bit more composure there, Roventren. Highly unlikely that he was going to score from that sort of angle and distance.
We talked a lot about how this is by far from Malaysia's top side, and whatever people want to describe it, that's of course their prerogative, but we also have to remember this is nowhere near the absolute full-strength Myanmar side either.
Yeah,
a lot has been made of the other side, but not so much about Myanmar.
That's right. And again, it's been difficult. It's been difficult for them. There's been lots of challenges for this Myanmar side, and their form coming into this campaign hasn't been very good.
Right.
But you know, I think they've certainly given a lot in this game. There's a lot to be proud of. Not done yet. Still a long way to go in this one.
Yeah, they've had 2 games where they've conceded 6 goals each. Faisal Halim is putting some pressure on. Conceded 6 against Singapore in Asia Cup qualifying in June, and then 6 against Thailand just a few days ago. In between a couple of matches against Hong Kong, drew 1 and lost 1. So they're a little short on goals at the moment. Yeah, conceding a few. They did beat 2 Thai sides in Chonburi and Samut Prakan. As they try to push forward here.
Having to just be patient for the moment, Myanmar in possession. As Malaysia sit back and say to them, you try and break us down now. Happy to sit in that 5-4-1.
What a bad ball played in for Cho Min-woo. It's pot shots almost, isn't it?
Yeah, listen, if it's going to come from sort of from range, from outside the area, yes, it can be a threat, but the chance quality is a lot lower.
Yeah.
And Malaysia will say to them, if you're not getting in behind us, you're not really threatening, we'll be quite happy with this. I mean, it's got to be a pretty special strike to score from that sort of range. That move there, though, was again encouraging for Myanmar, and how they were patient with it, how they built it up, how they got a deep run from midfield in behind. Just that final ball, that finish.
We just saw the number of attempts, and Myanmar have had into double figures, but as you're always very keen to point out, it's about how decent those chances were.
Yeah, it's about the quality of the chances. How many of those opportunities are high quality chances?
And frankly, not too many of them have been really today from Myanmar.
No.
Xi'an hasn't really had an awful lot to do, has he?
To be fair, I don't think
either keeper.
Cho Zinfio has had too much to do as well. It's just that Malaysia have taken that one chance.
On cue, and he does make his first save. Xi'an, as if listening to what we were just discussing, but he might have hurt himself in the process. The shot coming in from Cho Min-woo.
Well, space had opened up for him to have a goal from range. Cho Min-woo. He had to keep his eyes on that, Ahmad Xi'an. Decent attempt from distance, but again, it's from a long way out. And Ahmad Xi'an could see it coming all the way through.
It's almost as if there's a shoot on sight policy. I'm not sure how he's hurt himself, but Xi'an is down. 20 minutes to go. You're at least seeing the endeavour from Myanmar, aren't you?
Yeah. You're seeing that response. And you're seeing them looking to push, try and get the equaliser, try and get themselves back in it. It's Malaysia's turn. Just to try and kill the tempo of the game, especially with Myanmar being on top now. Having more of that momentum.
It'd be interesting to see now Malaysia having to maybe try and disrupt things. Hang on, this is not really the kind of game that he wants, but Malaysia are in front. And sometimes you've got to adapt, don't you, to the situation?
Yeah. Come back to that after we see this.
They're bobbling along the ball. It's another shot. It's the defender Tia Tet Ong. Rather, Yayin Ong. Come on, Roshan, I know you want to come back to it.
Yeah, I just want to say, as we see Aguero coming on.
Could there be an Aguero moment here?
I know you're waiting for that.
I
know
indeed.
you are. Gonna have your Martin Tyler Aguero moment.
Safawi has had a better second half. So for those perhaps wondering what we are talking about, this is a newly minted Malaysian player. He does happen to actually be from Argentina, and his name is actually Sergio Aguero. He's has that been kept in? It was a goal kick, it had just gone out, but I'm interested in the curvature of the ball. If we can perhaps see that again.
Yeah, you're wondering if the whole of the ball has crossed the line. Assistant referee has adjudged it to be so. Shot was saved anyway.
It was, to be fair. Just going back to Sergio Aguero, he's been playing in Malaysia since 2017, he qualified recently. Sripang was on loan previously with Perak. So one of a few of these naturalised players now that Malaysia have on their books, as it were.
You know, just going back to that point we were talking about earlier, you know, it's not been, I don't think Malaysia have played particularly well with the ball.
Yeah.
And certainly not since they scored. Myanmar have been the dominant side in this one as they search for the equaliser, which is understandable. But in these competitions, you're going to have to suffer. You're going to have to, at times, understand that there will be these moments where there will be matches where we're not playing well, or in matches itself, there will be moments when the opposition are on top of us. But you've just got to try and find a way through. You've got to hang on together. You've got to play with that intensity and that fight and see out the result.
So in a way, good for Kim Pang-on to maybe get this under his belt. If they can go on to get the 3 points, you've not played it the best, you've got the 3 points. I know that sounds a bit cliche, but you've hung in there, you've stuck it out.
Away from home,
at a tough place that they don't have a good record at. And it shows that they can, I mean, I suppose, I'm not sure plan B is quite what they intended, but they've been effective, I suppose. Let's see.
As long as they see out the result.
Yeah.
The most important thing, any tournament, any coach will tell you, he's going to be more concerned about the fact that they get the result at the end of it.
Yeah.
They worry about the performance later.
Faisal Halim, threat he can be. He's got the only goal so far. It's about 15 odd minutes left in this. Do you see perhaps Aguero perhaps becoming more the focal point and Lee Tuck going wide?
Appears to be the case. Aguero just moved into that central striking role. Lee Tuck has moved onto the outside of him, onto the right. And again, that's that versatility that Lee Tuck provides. Gives Kim Pang-on, he's comfortable playing in those positions as well.
To Hempure win. Trying to make inroads here. Faisal. Now Lee Tuck. So perhaps offside. That goes out of play. Here's Lee Tuck. Seen a lot of the ball, haven't they, in the last 15 minutes or so. Myanmar, they've tried to pepper that Malaysia goal. They're working hard, but they haven't made the breakthrough yet. Malaysia cannot rest easy. They'll want that second to just try and kill the game off, hopefully from their point of view. Forward by Min 2. Faisal's down, and look at the reaction there from Ravendran on Cho Min-woo.
He's not happy with the challenge. Standing up for his teammate, going straight across to make his point known.
Probably a culmination of what's just gone on, right? In the previous 78 minutes.
And I think they also understand how important Faisal Halim is. Mickey, as he's affectionately known. He's going to be such a crucial player for them in this competition. We already seen him open the scoring for them with his movement, and he's been sharp and lively and energetic.
Cho Min-woo goes into the book. It will surprise you perhaps to hear there's only been 3 yellow cards so far. All for Myanmar. That's probably not the surprising bit. Oh, actually, I should make that 4 because there was that. It appeared to be that time-wasting card as well for Cho Jin-pyo, the goalkeeper. Now Lee Tuck. Well, not the greatest of shots, but they will get the corner. Suit them fine, with us now being in the final 10. They want to get the ball quickly up the other side.
Just have a look at those possession numbers, and you expect Myanmar to have more of the ball. The other side chasing the game. Malaysia quite happy to concede that possession, sit back, protect the goal. Like spaces in behind.
And they keep that in. Oh, that looked to have gone out. Again. So, a very senior player now, David Tan, comes on and he takes on the armband because he replaces Nanda Cho. What a great servant to Myanmar football he's been over the years, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has, and it's a pretty useful player to have in the squad, and pretty useful player to bring on. Lots of experience, and also decent quality. Has looked to be occupying a central midfield position. Yeah, he's looking to put that defense under pressure. Fazli Mazlan having to clear it away.
David Tan now is the most experienced player here. 74, or rather 89 caps. 32 years of age. Can play on either flank. Currently with Yangon United. They'll have a corner. pile as many bodies in there now, create problems.
Take it quickly. Find Thet Ong. He's looked good for Myanmar on the right. This is some decent work.
They're getting passes together. The keeper again has just run away. Oh, was there a little boot left in?
He's left his leg in there on the keeper. It's a bit naughty.
He's got his hands up. Nang Tun.
And Ahmad Shehan's going to take his time with this.
He goes into the book. Win Nang Tun. Checking ahead from him. Clearly disagrees with that.
Yeah, no, it's quite clear. Well, he left his leg in as Ahmad Shehan came out to claim. Good goalkeeping by Ahmad Shehan.
Well, the referee, whatever happens here and whatever the motivations are, is going to add this time on, and he's saying, get back. Here we go. Was that onside? I think it was, wasn't it?
That's naughty from Win Nang Tun. Let's have a look at this. He just rakes his studs over the top of Ahmad Shehan. Azmi.
If nothing else as well, they're just taking the sting out of things, aren't they? There's going to be a fair bit of added time again, you'd think. Was that foul on him? Yeah. It's just packed, isn't it? Shominu is also down for a yellow card, but no one's really pushing for anything more.
These are the situations that will really help Malaysia. I'm quite happy with this, as far away from their goal as possible. And actually a chance for them to do some damage. Kill the game off. There's some ways out. I'd be quite surprised if Vitat decides he's going to go for goal here.
Now, here come Myanmar on the counter. Fouled by Sharul, knew what he was doing. There's going to be a change here from Malaysia. And I think Faisal Halim has run his socks off today, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has. And, well, he's being asked by the referee to go off. He's taking his time. He's saying, no, it's not my number. It's someone else's number.
Oh, they've changed it now.
No, he is going to be going off. Okay. He is going to be going off.
Ah, there's another change,
Just think his number hadn't gone up yet. It looks like they might be actually
I think they're
changing their minds. Yeah. Happens.
It's Faisal Halim is now going to stay on. Oh, is he?
Well, there's a bit of confusion on the sidelines.
I thought I could hear Kipangon saying no.
That's right. And someone was saying change number 4, which is Ravindran.
Right.
And it was Ravindran that they want. Ravindran is the one eventually coming off. But what was put up there was the number 8. It was Stuart Wilkins' number that was actually shown there for the change. Instead, Ravindran's come off, and so has Faisal Halim.
So, yeah, just to clear that up in a second for you. Faisal Halim is off. So is Ravindran.
Substitution for Malaysia team. Number 21, Farid Hassan bin Noman to replace by.
We can tell you that David Rowley's on.
Alif Haikal's the other one, number 21.
Oh, that was getting the keeper really going for it. He was maybe caught unawares.
Well, they take these early shots, Myanmar. Can catch the goalkeeper off guard. Just didn't have enough dip at the end to really trouble Ahmad Shihan Hazmi. I think he had it covered though. Let's not look at that. Decent goal.
It was just dipping, wasn't it?
Not enough, yeah.
Not enough, yeah.
Let's have a look at his body position. Side on, ready to backpedal, drop off onto his line. Just in case it got that dip.
Yeah. They're really pushing, aren't they, now, Myanmar? Can they still make inroads? He's pointed to the spot! The referee! Sharul there, adjudged to have made a foul, obviously, somehow. Was that a handball?
Oh, there's late drama here, Shaz.
It's a big moment, Roshan.
What a moment this is for Myanmar.
And they're all now crowding around the assistant referee.
They're not happy with that.
Well, I have to say I wasn't sure where this will provide some illumination. Is that a handball?
That was such a strange call. Is he saying Sharul Nazim has just gone in blindly with his challenge? There was, it looked like a bit of an arm thrown out.
But
I don't know if he made
was it the arm
contact with
thrown
the
out,
ball,
or was
though.
it with the ball?
The assistant referee seems to be getting quite a bit of stick from the players. It seems to be that he's the one who's indicated that it's a penalty. Decision stands.
Oh, this is late drama at the Tuwana, and there's 8 minutes to go as well.
We've got World Cup levels of added time.
We were wondering whether that might happen here. Oh, this is a real blow to Malaysia. And now, of course, still got to take the penalty. We've seen some high-profile misses in the last few weeks and pressure moments. There's a lot riding on this. And it's falling to Luin Mo Ong. Well, maybe not. Is he handing the ball off? Yes, he is. Well, he had the ball for a long time.
Yeah, you see that in the world across the world of football these days, where the penalty taker just moves away, steps away from the scene where all the drama is happening. Someone else picks the ball up, and then when it all settles down, they give it to the penalty taker, just so that he's not involved in the mind games. But Brendan Gunn is there, still looking to play some mind games here.
Where's the referee going?
I think we're going to have more than the minimum 8 minutes of added time.
That is some very sharp. But this can't do any good now for the penalty to be taken, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's taken a while. And this is, you see, Malaysia's players again. Now, going back, the mind games are starting again. Taking this as the opportunity to go and crowd around the penalty taker. See, that tactic was for the penalty taker to move away, as I said, move away from all this. Get him isolated.
I think it's Wing Nan Tun who's taking it. You look, they're going to look after the penalty spot itself, don't they?
We've seen players look to try and dig it up.
Now, I wonder if there's something's going on with the Malaysia bench and protesting. We haven't got to see it, but again, it could be part of the whole ploy.
I'm surprised he's not booking players yet, the referee.
That is a long time between the decision and now the actual taking of the penalty.
Well, this is a huge test for Winnington. How are his nerves?
We're feeling it. Tense moment here in the AFF Mitsubishi Electric Cup 2022. The Tawana is alive. This crowd will go off if they get this goal. Oh, it's the save, Shihan! Look at the reaction of the Malaysians. There's always talk about stuttering before a penalty. Winnington with the opportunity. He's got it playing in his mind, hasn't he?
Good save, good save. Credit to the goalkeeper. Ahmad Shehan Hazmi, be delighted with that, but there was such a long time since the incident, and when the penalty was taken, Malaysia will feel there was justice here.
There's still, as we said, there's going to be far more than the 8 minutes, and they still get a goal. Bicycle kick. They're asking for the corner. Well, that is real drama. Here's that penalty.
Yeah, it's not a very good penalty.
On his line still?
Listen, letter of the law, I don't think he's left at least 1 foot on or over the line. He hasn't, but it's marginal. It is marginal.
Well, there's more shenanigans going off on the side here that happened before that penalty. The referee's got to take control of proceedings. Kim Pangon, what's he upset about now?
That's Fazli Mazlan, who's being encouraged to just get back into the field of play as well. He's been involved in something.
Now, who's that yellow card being dished out to?
Looks like it's Safawi.
Safawi, isn't it? Yeah. And he knows. Yeah, barely a whimper from him after that. Hard to really figure out what that penalty was called for.
I still don't quite know.
No, yeah.
The only thing I could see from that one replay that we had was
Arm out, but as,
maybe
as
there
in a
was
foul.
maybe there was I saw an arm out, but I don't know if he made connection with the ball. There might have been contact with his knee into the back of the Myanmar attacker. I don't know. I mean, I'm as confused as the Malaysian players were when the decision was given. I mean, Sharul Nazim was absolutely livid, and so were his teammates.
Tuck in the corner. Have they got the foul? I think they have. Free kick. It would appear from what you're saying that you probably feel that wasn't a penalty. Is that your initial? That's your sort of initial assessment of it. I know you haven't been able to see it.
I didn't see anything wrong in the attack.
Okay.
The team of officials obviously did. We don't really have to talk too much about it anymore because
they didn't score anyway.
Shihan Hazmi has made a great save out of it. Wasn't a good penalty, but credit to the goalkeeper.
Yeah. But that talking point will be perhaps how long it took between the award and the actual taking of it.
Yeah, it took a couple of things. It took such a long time. First, whether it was actually a penalty.
Yeah.
2, how long it took for the penalty to be taken. 3, whether Ahmad Shehan
was off his line.
At least, was off his line when the kick was taken.
Yeah. Well, I love it because fans all over Southeast Asia watching this will be discussing that this evening.
That's what it's about. These talking points, these discussions. There are going to be plenty of those discussions going on online. I can guarantee you that.
Well, Litak managed to eat up about a minute or so over there. We are into the official final minute of added time, but there's got to be at least 3 or 4 more beyond this.
You imagine so.
Well, they've got to throw everything at this if they want something at home here. The Myanmarese. Here's Hen Pyo Win. Have they got enough bodies up there? Cho Min-woo. It's a hopeful ball at best. Lituk's done well. Now Sergio Aguero offside. That stayed in play, he knows it. And Pyo Win, frustration for Myanmar. Absolutely no rush whatsoever to take this. Came off Malaysia. Yeah, it's going to be a Myanmar throw. Shaul wanted Xian to come and grab that. They're asking for the corner. It's going to be a goal kick. This is all the drama, isn't it, in the last few minutes, that nothing is going the way of the team that needs a goal.
Yeah, I mean, what an opportunity that was, though, from the penalty spot to save at least a point from this match. I did say earlier, there were moments that are going to go against you in football in tournaments like this, and Malaysia, there are moments when you're going to have to suffer and you're going to have to find a way to come through it. Big personalities have got to stand up, make big contributions, and there was a huge contribution made there by the goalkeeper.
That's probably going to run away again.
Fazli Mazlan just doing his best to walk away from the ball.
Well, it's been a graft, hasn't it, for Malaysia. They're close now. Yeah, Yindong. Cho Min-woo. The referee finally calls time. What a battle it was, literally at times. It wasn't the prettiest thing you'll ever see, but Malaysia have done the job tonight.
They certainly have. A big 3 points for them. Great start to the competition for Malaysia away from home. They had to hang on in the second half. Not their best performances, but they come away with all 3 points, and that is the most important thing for Kim Pan-gon and his side.
Well, Faisal Halim, 7 minutes after half-time, slotting in. Lovely approach play. There's the goal scorer for you. It provoked quite the response from Myanmar. Try as they might, they couldn't get the goal. They were awarded what appeared to be a controversial penalty right at the end of the 90 minutes. But Win Nguyen Tun couldn't score. It was a decent save from Shehan. So many talking points towards the end, in particular. Malaysia have broken that jinx, having finally won for the first time in 5 attempts here at the Tuwana Stadium. And that sets the tone now in Group A.
feeling very happy now. I'm very proud to my player. Congratulations to all players and fans come here support us. Wow, this is tough game. Wow, we come here to get 3 points, not easy, but we got it. We get, and Alhamdulillah, I personally thank you to all the players and coaches.
So what will you prepare for your next match?
Yeah, sure. We need to bring this momentum, the good momentum, to another next match. For me, every single game, we put everything, we fight until the last whistle. Today, you can see 45 minutes, first half, we are struggle. And then second half, we more aggressive. And then we create, and then we score. And then it's not me score, go to go and win, all player. Win all player, lose all player. For me, Malaysia, good fight. Good fight. Myanmar also the good team. Congratulations and good luck next match.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Malaysia လည်းအကောင်းဆုံးပြင်ဆင်လာတာပဲကျွန်တော်တို့ကလည်းအကောင်းဆုံးပြင်ဆင်လာတယ်အကုန်လုံးဂျားထဲမှာကျွန်တော်တို့အတင်းကပ်ပလေအနာတရားဖြစ်သွားတယ်အဲ့အတွက်အတင်းကနည်းနည်းလေးဘဲလန်ကိုရဖို့အတွက်နည်းနည်းလေးအားနည်းသွားတာပေါ့နော်တချို့ချိန်တွေချန့်နေရတော့အများကြီးရတယ်ဒါပေမဲ့အကောင်းဆုံးပွဲတစ်ပွဲဖြစ်ခဲ့ပါတယ်
Malaysia team made a lot of good preparation. Our today match, our team trying very hard, but not lucky. So also our team captain, he missed the game, and also we missed the penalty. So that's why. Yeah. Thank you.
ဟုတ်ကဲ့ပါရှင်ဒီတော့လာမယ့်ပွဲမှာလည်းအဝေးဝင်းကိုရှင်ပြိုင်ကစားရမှာဖြစ်တော့